Hi everybody, my name is Vicky O'Neon. In this video I'm going to talk about composing drum and percussion parts using a mixture of both electronic and acoustic elements. And last week I released my own version of the Cranberries song Zombie, so I'm gonna use that to show you a little bit of my creative process to give some useful tips and tools. So let's get started. I often find the hardest part of the creative process the beginning. When it's a blank page, it's like, where do you start? What do you start with? So in this instance, I used my Kontakt player and I have some lovely West African drums. Let's have a listen. So I just put down a little loop with these drums. And what I love about composing percussion parts is using different timbres and really making rhythms dance together. So I wanted to leave quite a lot of space in this first loop, and in this next loop I wanted something a little bit more electronic sounding. So I used EXO by Excellent Audio. So I continued scouting around EXO and I came across a preset named Manslaughter, and listen to this kick. It just keeps on going, and that's a tone. So I just knew I wanted to have that in there, and that basically became like the dark, moody tone of the whole composition. And to give some more life to my percussion stems, I also wanted to add some acoustic percussion. So I laid down a djembe that I actually ended up transposing up 5 semitones. I also had a broken tamborim. I was like, okay, let's see if we can get this in here somehow. And I actually really like the sound of the broken skin. And I also added RC20 by Excellent Audio, which just gives a really nice color to things. So I was just messing around with that. And then I also added a kashishi and shaker, which just helps with the top end and just gluing everything together. And on my MicroKORG, I found this really weird robotic sound that I used as a percussion instrument, so I just thought it suited the mood. And after that, I continued to mess around on my MicroKORG to try to find some cool, like big bass lines. I used a really simple chord sequence, E minor, D, and B flat. And then I used the same sound, but just messing around with the cutoff and the resonance of the filter and just creating different textures that I layered. So let's have a listen to some of the bass. Let's see what this sounds like together with the percussion. So I had this going on loop, and then suddenly the Cranberries song Zombie came to me, and I was like, hey, what if that would work on top of here, but with like my own vocal delivery and interpretation. So I literally just took a mic and did one take and tried, and that's what actually ended up being the arrangement for this version that I did. So I had a super rough arrangement idea, which I basically used as a backing track to go nuts on the drums. And this is one of my favorite parts of the creative process, and it really helps you to come up with your own unique parts rather than just copying something from the original. And this version that I was doing is also almost 20 BPM slower than the original, so you really have to rethink everything that you're doing, and the chords I'm using is also different. So it becomes a whole new composition that has your unique touch on it. And regarding the drums, I'm using Roland V-drums triggering Addictive drums 2, also by Excellent Audio. And it's a really simple connection, just a MIDI cable from my Roland TD8 module into my 18820 Focusrite interface. Here is Addictive drums. So here you want to go to the question mark, you want to go to the map window, and under map presets, you want to find your module. So I have a Roland TD8. I'm just selecting that, and automatically it will now map the sounds in Addictive drums to your kit. So it's really easy to swap and change sounds. It's great. So then I just started to mess around looking at their presets, and there's so many amazing sounds in here, and I knew I wanted something really quite big and epic to go with this, and I ended up using Real Machines, a Linn drum wet kit for the kick and snare, but then for the toms I wanted something a little bit heavier, so I actually found one of their metal kits, so I changed all the tom sounds here to a Ludwig Classic maple. And I was also using acoustic hi-hats and cymbals. So I used an overhead mic to capture that and a close mic on the hi-hats. And after that, I revisited each individual instrument and basically recreated the parts so it would fit with this new arrangement, and was sort of building the arrangement and the production as I was going. So let's see what the drums sound like now with the bass and the percussion. And then I also added some synth parts using my 5-dimensional ROLI little mini seaboard, which is so much fun to use. And then also here's my vocals. But you see, it's not me, it's not my family in your head. And towards the end, I just wanted to build it up and make it into like this big jam. I love drum circles, I miss drum circles so much, so this was like my own jam with myself. So do go and check out that full video performance, and I would also love it if you want to subscribe to my channel. There will be loads more performance and breakdown videos coming your way very soon. Until then, take care and lots of love. Bye bye bye.